Yo, my wonderful people. Happy weekend to you all. Oh. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Anywhere where you do, I beg you. Make you just care, sit down. Make you do what? Make you follow me. Listen to this news. Oh. Reverend Father EJIKE MBAKA, he don't come out now. Organize a very big prayer session for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and I ask, can prayer set Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free from where he is? You used to be a politician who always know who will win election and who will lose election. It is high time you go to Asarok the way you used to go or used to do and tell Tunumbu to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that the time is now. Anyway, sir, that is not the bone of contention. At least you are better than numerous so-called Igbo elites or the Igbo prominent men who never said anything concerning the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or how they're going to tackle the issue that is ravaging the southeastern part of the country. Well, whichever way it is, we thank you, Reverend Father EJIKE MBAKA, for the prayer you lead. At least, it is better than nothing. As at least, we don't say, man, I can go in and support on this issue of Biafran agitation. Well, my wonderful people, in fact, I don't want to talk too much because if I say I do the search my point now, let me go straight to the reason why we are here. Do not forget to subscribe, like, comment. But the most important thing, the organ of them all is share. Make this video, let it go viral. People need to see. People need to know what is happening. You cannot be keeping this good news to only yourself, your next door neighbor, your family member, your brother, your sister, nephew, cousin, and whatever it is. Share this message to them so that they will also partake on what is happening and do their own sharing as well. Because the more we share, the more we get more people to join this movement of Biafran agitation or Biafran referendum, or you can call it advocate of good governance, whether in Biafra land or in anywhere else you find yourself. Government. Nnamdi Kanu, for the Reverend Father EJIKE MBAKA, lead prayer season calls for IPOB leader release. This one is where we are going to anchor our news of today. So anywhere where you do now, make it just carry your chair. Draw closer because we are about to take off. Make sure you grab something, anything where you go feel grab your hand, or anything where you go feel lay your hand. Either Coca-Cola or popcorn. Even if na zobo, let us go there. There's no time to tell time. The spiritual director of Adoration Ministry, Enugu, Nigeria, Amen, that is Reverend Father EJIKE MBAKA, has carried out a special prayer for the release of the incarcerated leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The clergyman took to Facebook to announce that he was praying for the embattled activists in Facebook. Nigeria News record that the Department of State Service DSS in June of 2021 arrested, kidnapped, and renditioned Kanu after he was forcibly repatriated from Kenya to Nigeria over terrorism charges, which all have been quashed. As it stands now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is as white as snow. Problem no they finish you. The appellate court have ordered Kanu's release due to his unlawful repatriation from Kenya. However, the government appealed the decision at the Supreme Court, declining to release the IPOB leader. Showing his support for the IPOB leader, MBAKA shared a video on Facebook titled, I pray for our brother Nnamdi Kanu. Make I ask you, say when I talk now, they will throw me to my comment section now. What they call it? Touch not my anointing and do my prophet no harm. If you talk this one now, God is going to kill you. The Satan where they, according to them, what they tell us, say Satan nine cause problem for this life. Even Satan where they see people, they kill people. God still never kill them. And only you yourself, where they are your own now, the reason matter within your own fellow human being, they say God will kill you. It's all right. Make I ask you, this prayer where they pray, they post for Facebook. If I say you don't done that league of prophets where we will go to mountain to pray and claim they are praying for Nigeria, the likes of Chukwuemeka Oduheje and Ndozo, they claim, oh, we are praying for the nation. And you are going to mountain, with the cameraman and the crew member. I beg you. This prayer wey no fit. They said pray in secret place, and your God will answer in open place will answer you and reward you. So this one now you are praying and putting a video on a Facebook. I don't understand again. I want to go. Okay, bye. I want to go and get them. But anyway, yeah, for the benefit of that one, let me believe you prayed. Let me believe it is not a Facebook prayer. And you go continue. There is nothing you cannot do. You are the specialist in the impossible. Into your hands we commit Nnamdi Kanu. Deliver him. Please deliver him, Lord, for the sake of your people. Oh Lord, deliver him. Lord, give him freedom. Ransom him free. Emancipation, the hands that sets free those in bondage. Free him from bondage, according to Reverend Father EJIKE MBAKA. Facebook, this one now. Whether I begin to call you Facebook pastor, I been a YouTube pastor. Anthrax, so you don't fool everywhere. Make on a hear what they talk. They say if you eat pomo, eat pomo and do what? And buy. If you eat pomo, say you are going to kick the bucket, you. According to English interpretation, I don't want use that word, DD. This one is coming from the office of the NCDC. One Nigerian so against eating pomo. Waiting there inside pomo again. I be they don't go for China, go manufacture nonsense pomo because nothing way to the manufacture. Nothing way to know the manufacture in this life. Now for this life, as he say, common gizzard where people they get from chicken they eat on their own. Gizzard AJM, what do they call it? AJM in those days in the village. When they kill chicken now, your father go hold the gizzard and say, this one na for papa, now you go eat am. Woman know they eat gizzard, and all man can know they eat gizzard. Even gizzard now have been manufactured in China. All these small chicken wings, chicken laps, and the rest of them. Even most of the time they add udene wings or bago wings. All of them na chicken. They make them become frozen. It has been manufactured in China now. I don't know which kind of poultry they are running there. Where we say every blessed day they must import gizzard and the chicken wings. Now they don't begin to manufacture pomo again. This pomo now where they tell you anthrax. But people have been eating pomo since long time in Bolivia. It is now they detect there's an anthrax in a pomo. Make on check very well. They don't smuggle this pomo now from borders and manufactured in China. You don't know what they use to make it. If they can be able to do plastic rice in China, then believe it that everything is possible. Even if they give you meat now, say this one now across the border meat, my brother, no try no wait. One day now you go just go eat nonsense. Just across the border. The Director General of the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, Dr. Ifedayo Adetifa, has insisted that Nigerians should stop eating animal hairs, that is hairs and skin, also known as pomo, bush meat, and dead animals you did not kill. Nigeria report that the warning is coming after the federal government of Nigeria discovered anthrax in a farm in Niger State. The first case of the disease outbreak was confirmed on a multi-species animal farm comprising cattle, sheep, goat in Suleja, Niger State. Anthrax is a severe bacterial disease that affects humans and animals, including wild animals and livestock, such as cows, pigs, camels, sheep, and goats. The bacteria, which exist as spores, can be found in the soil, wool, and the hair of infected animals. It affects humans through eating and direct contact with infected animals and breathing in the spores, which is the deadliest form of the disease. Symptoms in animals include high fever, weakness, loss of appetite, bleeding from all body openings, nose, mouth, ears, anus, and etc., which is etc. Swelling and difficulty in breathing, and bloody diarrhea, according to the news. Speaking in an interview with Vanguard, Adetifa asked people not to eat sick or dead animals at all. The NCDC boss also warned people working in palm processing factories that they are at high risk of anthrax. He said, and I quote, "What we are saying is, do not eat sick animals at all. Sick animals contain anthrax. The animals that have died from anthrax contain anthrax. Anthrax is present in their skin, hair, and meat. The people who work with the eyes and skin are at risk of this anthrax disease if it came from a dead animal." At this point in time that we have a confirmed case, we are saying, look out for the meat that you buy. How will you know the meat that you buy when you go to the market? How will you know whether the meat is from dead animal or from a living animal? Abeg, continue. If you like bush meat, this could be a time to take a break from it, particularly if you don't catch it yourself for livestock. We ask that they be properly inspected, and people who own animals should not take sick animals for slaughter, according to this NCDC spokesperson. This one is coming from Enugu State, from the family of our legend, as he's being called. But according to the news, it made me to reduce him to nothing. He's no more a legend. This one is Nkemowo, your daughter, don't buy. Take responsibility, Nkemowo called out, over family negligence. The veteran Nollywood actor, where his name be Nkemu Owo Onasino Amo, his guy name or stage name is Osofia, has been called out for abandoning his family, which allegedly led to the buying of his own second daughter, Kosi Sochukwu. According to Nigeria News, report that a man in a video shared a social media alleged that the actor has been unkind to his family and has refused to fulfill his responsibilities as the head of the household. The man, who claimed to be related to the wife of the actor, accused him of prioritizing his career over his family. According to him, the actor's late daughter, Kosi Sochukwu, had battling liver cancer and countless times begged for her father to sponsor her treatment abroad, but he did nothing until she eventually lost to the fight. She lost to the fight. She kicked the bucket. She gave up the ghost, as he may decide to call it. He claimed that whenever Nkemowo is called to render assistance, he claims he is busy with work on movie sets. He also alleged that the actor and his wife had been separated for more than 15 good years, which made him abandon the children with their mother. The video was captioned, "Osofia Nkemowo's second daughter is bad," and he refused to take his responsibility. Just watch to the end. The mortuary where Osofia's daughter is gave only tomorrow to come and take the girl out from the morgue. Please share the video so it gets to Nkemowo, the Osofia scene. Osofia, I am not trying to tarnish your image. They are calling you a legend, but you have abandoned your family. Your second daughter lost the fight to liver cancer, cancer of the liver, since 28th of June on Saturday, and since then you have refused to answer your call or give attention for whatever it is. Tomorrow is the deadline for the mortuary to carry her. You neglect your family and your daughter died. We called you and you said you are unsafe. Since then, nobody asked, nobody brought money. I don't know what you did to your soul that made you abandon your own families, according to the news. Rubber stamp, National Assembly, not again. We have gone into it. The past administration is rubber stamp. This administration is also a rubber stamp. When the president is the one to influence the National Assembly or what is going on in the National Assembly, tell me why it cannot be a rubber stamp. As simple as that now. Why people they don't want to understand this game. There were at least 3 developments this week that gave the current National Assembly away as being out to break a new record in rubber stamp legislating. The feelers in this early going have left many Nigerians wondering if the Senator Godswill Akpabio-led parliament won't worsen the despicable nada to which his immediate predecessor fell in terms of carelessly ingratiating itself to the Buhari government. Indeed, the disturbing signals to be highlighted shortly pose a serious danger to democracy and public accountability. In Nigeria, as they call to question the utility of the staggering amount which the country spends in maintaining the National Assembly and its members. Which National Assembly are they maintaining? The same way they told us during the Buhari regime that they spend I think 7 billion naira to repair National Assembly. That same National Assembly, they spent 7 billion naira to repair or to renovate. When rain fall, we saw it. The video it go viral. They put water. Even the zinc there is leaking. Just say it that they have already appropriated 70 billion naira to share at the National Assembly. As simple as that. Nobody is doing any renovation. Are they doing any renovation? Is that place their home? A place that they will just stay for a while and go back to their main home or their main house in Abuja. And after 4 years or 8 years, they will live there. You tell me that the money they will share, they will use it to repair or renovate National Assembly. No, they are talking to mumus now. All of us are turned to mumu in Nigeria because we kept silent. That is why they have all take us for granted. It all started with the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu announcing the intention of his government to disburse 500,000 naira to 12 million households as a palliative measure to mitigate the impact of removal of fuel subsidy on vulnerable Nigerians. This will, however, require the approval of the National Assembly, which was given post haste by both chambers without care that the intervention, which budgets 8,000 naira to each of the households for a period of 6 months, elicited widespread criticism from Nigerians. The condemnations were so disarming that presidential spokesperson Dela Lake came out to announce a review of the conditional cash transfer program after the proposal has been approved by federal lawmakers, pointing out that the recession is in difference to the views expressed by Nigerians against it. Now, it wasn't as if a strident criticism of the poorly thought out palliative weren't there when it was tabled before the National Assembly for approval. The lawmakers who simply ignore the concerns of the people who they are meant to represent and swiftly passed the amendment of the 819 billion naira supplementary appropriation act, which the 500 billion naira will be drawn from. These brilliant lawmakers should be embarrassed that despite letting the proposal said without raising necessary objections, the executives has now seen the need to review the initiatives. Who needs a National Assembly that cannot carry out simple checks and balances? You see it? They cannot do it now, but their most concern is the 70 billion that they will share. The apparent indolence of the 10th National Assembly also rise large in their failure to carry out due diligence or raise critical questions on how the proposed conditional cash transfer will equitably get to vulnerable Nigerians who sorely needed it. They couldn't even bother to demand an audit of the National Social Register where 15.7 million Nigerians are said to be listed. A review of this register by the new government should have been a priority, given that it may just be filled up with the ghost people whose identities cannot be verified by the NIN. And there have been allegations that it is skewed in favor of a certain part of the country. Yet, the National Assembly overlooked all the illegalities with this register, not minding that it had been touted as means through which the funds they are approving will be disbursed. They don't care about the poor masses. This one is just APC kind of government. They don't care All they care is whatever that will go into their own personal pocket. As we will turn out, the National Economic Council, within the executive arms of the government yesterday, played the role of the federal parliament, following its announcement that we need to face the problem of the fact that we don't have a credible register. There was a near consensus among the NEC members on questions about how names in the so-called National Social Register came about. In 2016, the federal government established the National Social Investment Program to tackle poverty and hunger across the country. To implement the 25 billion naira program, the Buhari government created a National Security Register comprising of names of vulnerable peoples and households across the country. Rising from each meeting at the Presidential Villa Abuja, the council chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima revealed that the register was replete with integrity issues, and that is it is impossible to digitally transfer money to the poorest of the poor, the majority of who are unbankable, yet as vogue and unreliable as this social register is. That was what is penciled down to be used at the time the National Assembly was meant to vet and approve the proposed cash transfer palliative through a National Social Register, now dismissed as not credible. A big disappointment as they failed to scrutinize the appropriation amendment bill sent to it by the president, while governors who dominate the membership of the NEC may just be working an angle by discrediting the social register. They won't have got the chance to be opportunistic. If the National Assembly did their job by verifying the controversial register, while Nigerians are still trying to come to terms with this letdown, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio threw caution to the wind by wearing Tinubu's styled headgear to the plenary to better appreciate the contradiction hereto. Imagine a David Mark sporting President Jonathan's signature bowler hat to preside over Senate plenary. He never did, because that is wrong and will pass the wrong message to the world. Akpabio must desist from sacrificing the hallowed institution he leads just to be in the good grace of the president by wearing the said hat. The Senate President may just have made the sort of statement by his predecessor that they would endorse whatever the president proposes to them. And that is how we got to where we are today. 77 trillion naira and more borrowing are still on the way. Nigeria rejects another legislature that will be an appendage of the democracy, while a harmonious working relationship between the executive and the legislature is good for the smooth running of affairs of the country. This should not be at the expense of the fine principles of separation of powers and checks and balances. If Akpabio and Speaker Tajuddin Abbas insist on furthering their foreign disposition because they are beholden to the president, those in the opposition and conscientious members of the ruling party must do all that is legally necessary to protect the integrity of the National Assembly. The president's antecedents in Lagos State as governor and subsequently kingmaker should make these lawmakers very vigilant. It is a good thing that the 10th Senate is so diverse that while the ruling APC has 59 senators, PDP has 36 senators, Labour Party have 8 senators, SDP 2, NNPP 2, APGA 1, and YPP 1. Being 50 members strong, those in the opposition must band together to ensure that the upper legislative chambers does not rise by Nigerians at all times. This patriotic duty should even be easier in the House of Representatives, where the APC has 162 seats, PDP have 102 seats, Labour Party have 34, NNPP have 18, APOGA 4, ADC 2, SDP 2, and YPP 1. On the basis of these compositions, this newspaper is certain that the 10th National Assembly enjoys enough plurality to assert its independence and resist being turned into an extension of the presidency. As they say, whoever is the Senate President or Speaker is merely the first among equals. Members of the 10th National Assembly will be well advised to subject all over considerations and loyalists to the interests of Nigerians who voted them into government to be their representatives. Nigerians are watching. That the freeze, he don't react as El-Rufai's son uses designing the disputed statements on camera. The controversial media personality that the freeze had reacted after the son of the former Kaduna State Governor, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, his name is Bashir El-Rufai, used the former Minister of Petroleum Resources, designer Alison Madueke, as an example to dispute a statement on camera. Forgetting your own father, right? Your own father is these people say. Sometimes they contradict themselves. They use their hand to contradict themselves. Recall that the designer, who was a minister under former President Goodluck Jonathan, has been in the United Kingdom since 2015 and had refused to return to Nigeria over alleged fraud. Nigerian News Area reported that the former senator representing Bayelsa East and a certain chieftain of the People Democratic Party (PDP), Ben Mure Bruce, on Thursday shared on social media a photo of himself and Dizane Madeke. The graduation ceremony of the son of the former minister was held on Wednesday, July 19th at the University of Reading, United Kingdom. In the photo shared by Ben Bruce, Alison Madeke, seemingly looking healthy, struck a photo pose with the former Bayelsa senator. This comes after she told the Federal High Court in Abuja that she was in the UK because she had aggressive breast cancer. Mure Bruce described Alison Madeke as sassy, smart, and sophisticated. However, Bashir, while reacting to a viral Twitter post on camera, said it was all lies, stressing that designer is living her best life. Reacting to the post on an Instagram blog post that the freeze wrote, "Be like say Nigerian karma only exists in Nollywood. Everything you do comes back to you, good or bad." Bashir El-Rufai. That is a lie. Look at designer living her best life, according to her. That the freeze, be like say Nigerian karma exists only in Nollywood films. These people will not kill me. Ona no will kill me, I swear. We will address Nigerians' concerns on 2023 general election. This one is coming from the so-called MNK chairman, Mahmood Yakubu. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Mahmood Yakubu, has said the various concerns raised by Nigerians regarding the results declared during the 2023 elections will be addressed. Yakubu gave the assurance on Friday while speaking at the post-election review meeting with coalition and returning officers who participated in the 2023 general elections held at the Commission headquarters in Abuja. He said the Commission intends to discuss concerns in the House and share experiences on the way forward, even though some of the concerns raised during the elections were before the courts. The INEC board therefore stated that a comprehensive report will be prepared and released after the completion of the review of the 2023 general elections. Yakubu said another reason for the meeting was for the coalition and returning officers to share their experiences of result management processes and procedures for recruitment, training, and posting of future officials. He said the commission is aware that as a coalition and returning officers, you worked under a similarly challenging circumstances by tediously and manually completing designated forms as provided by the law and either moved them to the next level of coalition or concluded the process as returning officers. Many of you also have the cognate experience of result management, having served in similar capacities in at least the 3 electoral cycles. The Commission appreciates your commitment, dedication to duty, and sacrifice to the cause of our democracy. More specifically, and from your practical experience in the 2020 general election, we would like to hear your perspectives on the processes and procedures for recruitment, training, and posting of coalition and returning officers, logistics for movements to, through, and from your places of assignment, the role of technology in result management, among others. Nigeria News report that the meeting is the 4th in a series of meetings to review the conduct of the 2023 general elections and fashion the way forward, according to Professor Mahmoud Abimamudu Yakubu of INEC. So, my great people, thank you all for listening to this wonderful analysis. Thank you all for listening to this wonderful news, and thank you all for being part of this family. We are moving forward, and I can assure you that more news to come to you this very day. As I'm dropping this one, another one is on the way coming. Be rest assured that I am not going to rest until you get all the whole news you need for the day, and that is my promise to my fans out there. So anywhere where you be, make sure just jollificate, because now here I go take back my car and I go ahead and go. So if you never subscribe to my channel, do not forget to do that ASAP. Like, comment, share. It is very, very important and very, very necessary, because without you there will be no Okuta Daily Talk. So do anything humanly possible to make sure that you are sharing all these messages anytime, any day. Have a nice day. May the Almighty Chukwuka bless you all. Bye bye for now, my wonderful people. I will see you again on my next video. Kemesiano.